Good morning, this is Lisa. We will be starting the Cloud Live CMA class shortly. I have a couple more. I'm just waiting to get logged in. And before we get started, I just want to point out a couple things for you. On the right side of your screen, you should have a little chat area. So if you have any questions along the way, we have Debbie Fajardo with us, Director of Education for MiRealSource, and she will keep an eye on that and answer any questions. Or you can also put your hand up so I can either unmute you to get your question, or you can also chat at that point. So whichever works best for you. And also on the right side of your screen, there will be handouts. Debbie will be attaching those. I don't see them quite yet, but they will be coming. Those handouts, it's a PDF and it will walk you through the CMA Cloud Live. And if you haven't used it yet or taken a look at it, CMA Cloud Live is just it's a presentation mode of your Cloud CMA, but it also allows you to start a Zoom meeting or in one of the other sites to do a virtual showing or a virtual tour of a property, more or less. So I will get started here in a second. I'm just making sure we have, looks like we're still missing a couple more attendees. Debbie, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay. Are you seeing others attending right now? I only see myself and you, so I'm not seeing anybody else.
Oh, you want to switch from staff to attendees?
It doesn't give me an option to do that, so maybe it's because of the...
oh, maybe because you're a presenter as opposed to an organizer. Yes. What if I bump you up to organizer? Let me go over to there. Make organizer. And okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have this
I
now?
see that we got Judy on and someone from the Rochester admin. Wonderful. Okay. Wonderful. Well, I guess we will get started. It's a few minutes after. I don't want to run into too much over and not have enough time to get through things. So, okay, so let me go ahead and get the class started. So with Cloud CMA Live, like I said, you will be, it's another piece to Cloud CMA, but you are still walking through the same steps. So you would still start in Paragon and you would go into your search. If it's residential, obviously residential condo, you would fill in all the criteria so you can find comps. Once you locate the comps, you would actually hit search, view the comps, take some time and go through them, decide which one you want to use by going through the photos, and then select what you would like in your report. So you're going to check mark them to the left side of your screen. And once you have some selected, then you would go to your action link in the center top here in the blue section. This action link will pull these properties right into Cloud CMA for you. So you're going to select actions, and at the bottom here, Cloud CMA, you have two options, buyer tour, which we're not doing at this point. We're going to do an actual CMA. So once you select Cloud CMA, it's going to take a few minutes. It's going to pull all the information from Paragon into Cloud CMA to include those as part of your report. There are 4 tabs once you get into this section: your criteria, your actual listings, you're going to customize and publish. And you'll notice here, those MLS numbers pulled in right here. These are the ones that we'd be using for our report. So you'd walk through the full 4 steps and publish that report. Once the report is completed, you will see under the actual name of the report, at the bottom left corner, it says View PDF, View Live. Live is a new one. This is what we're looking at today. When you select View Live, it's going to load that presentation mode, and we're going to take a look at your options in here in a second once it's created. Okay, so once this opens up, you will notice if there's a photo, there should be a photo here, or it might be an aerial view of your property address. And if you scroll down further, you have these sections. They're broken down by whatever content is in that section. So when you're customizing your Cloud CMA report, whatever you're including in there is also included in here. Now, these also are customizable by adding or removing, just like you do in the Cloud, on the regular Cloud CMA report, the PDF report. So you can see these are, they call them tiles. They're like a slideshow. So each one is considered like a slide. And as you go through these, you can see all the different ones that I have included. Now, as I look at these and I decide, you know, maybe I want to include or remove things or maybe add something else, you look in the top left corner of your screen to the left of our logo, and you should see 3 lines here. If you open up those 3 lines, you have all of those tiles also listed in here. At the bottom, it says customize. This will allow you to remove or add additional content. So I'm going to go ahead and select customize. Once you open that up, you're going to notice my scroll bar now can go further down. So now it's including everything that we have options for when you've originally created your report. If you notice something with a line through the eye icon, that means that it's hidden. You won't see that in the report. If you see anything that just looks just like an eye icon, that's what's in your report at this point. So you can move these in any order that you'd like, and you can add or remove items also. So to remove a section, you would just click on the name of that tile. So for example, if I don't want to include this marketing action plan, all I have to do is click on it. Whoops, I'm sorry, that's going to give you a sample of it. Let's go back to, I had to click on the eye icon, marketing action plan. You've got the eye icon when you customize, and that actually now will remove it from my final presentation. To add it back in, you just click on the eye icon again and it adds it. Again, if you click on it, you get a preview of that page. And if you want to add additional, there are additional items at the bottom. You can also click on those. Now, if you notice, I have some customized pages in here. When you create these in Cloud under your settings and you add in custom pages, you have access to those just as well as everything else that's in the Cloud CMA report. So if I want to include any of those, I can, and all I have to do is basically just click on the eye icon, and that will add it back into my presentation. Once you've decided what content you want, you can now move these in any order that you like. So if you want to take a look at the order they're in, you can actually now, you can see that it gives you these 4 arrows. You can left click and drag them up and down, and that will reorder your presentation, okay? So again, if you want to add or remove, you just click on the eye icon. If you want to reorder, you just left click, drag them up and down. When you're done, there is a done button here in the bottom left corner to save your change. So all I'm going to do is select done, and I should be all set. So there is an X here in the top left corner by my logo where I actually opened up the section to customize. I'm going to close that out, and I'm going to go back to my beginning. Now, when you're clicking on items and things open up here, in order to get back, you'll have 2 options. In the bottom right corner, you can see I can go back to home from here. If I want to view the report or the tile or the page that was prior to this, it will tell you the name of the page and you can click on that. That will also take you 1 step back, or you can go 1 step forward. To go back to your main screen, those 3 lines up here, you have a home page. This home page is that main screen where we started off. That will show your photo and the property address. Okay. To begin the presentation, bottom right corner of my screen, it says Start Presentation. You will select Start Presentation, and it's now going to take you to the first page. So as you sit and view this with your client, you can go again back, or you can go forward. You can read through all the items in here, and you also have a pencil that appears at the bottom. The pencil allows you to write or draw or circle or highlight something on that page to make reference to it as you're explaining things. So if I click on this pencil, it's going to give you this green pencil here. And if I want to circle something for them to see, I can go ahead and click on that. To remove it, you'll notice in the bottom section here, it's now an X. Click on it, it removes it. And it goes back to that pencil icon. The pencil icon will be on each page. So as you go through it, you can always click on it if you need to make any reference to something on that page. As I go through these pages, you'll notice again, a lot of content, same thing that you have in Cloud CMA as you're creating those reports. When you get into your comparables, you're going to notice you're going to have a multi-view. So if you look in the top right of your screen, you have compare, you have map view, and you have list. We are right now viewing the list view. If you look to the left of the property addresses, you have these little slide bars. Right now they're turned on. That means these properties are included in my comparable report. If I want to remove one, I can just click that slide bar and it removes it. Otherwise, you can add it back in. If you look to the top right of your screen, you also have compare. That's your side-by-side comparison of those properties. And there is an arrow in the center here that will take you from one to the next. So let me zoom out a little bit here. And as I click on the arrow, it's going to load my next one. So I only have 4 right now. That's my last one. If I had additional, I can continue scrolling through each one. If you go to back up to the top, we're going to go to our map view. So we can turn things off and remove comparables from the list. From the map view, I can add additional comparables and find them right from here. So as I'm sitting with my client and they tell me something just listed down the street that sold that maybe I missed, I can actually view that property now and add it into my report. And I can do this just as I'm sitting with them. So when you select map, give it a few minutes, you're going to see all these dots appear. The dots are additional, all the properties around the property, the subject property, which you can see right here has a little purple icon on it. And then I've got red dots, which are closed. I have green dots, which are active. I have yellow, which is your pending. I believe blue is expired or canceled. So what I can do is zoom in, and you've got to zoom in, zoom out. If you're in far enough, you won't see something that says zoom in, but if you're not, bottom right corner of your screen, I can click on zoom in, and that will bring me closer to the properties. And say I missed this active property here and I want to include it in my report, I can click to see what it is. And it's a little touchy, so you got to make sure you get to that little pointer finger, click on it, and what it does, it opens on the left side of my screen. Now I can take a look at it and see what information does it have about it. Is it a good comparable? I can actually select the photo itself and view interior photos. And it just, one second, I'm sorry. It just took me out of there for some reason. Let me just reload that, I'm sorry. For some reason that took me out of the page. So let me go back into it. So information, like I said, if you click on it, it's going to give you that larger view. You can look at the additional photos. I believe I was trying to load the photo and then it decided to take me out for some reason. So let's go back into it right here. So there's that active property. There it is. And again, if you open it larger view, and then also as you scroll down too, you'll have more information. But again, you should be able to scroll through all the photos. And it's trying to load this again for some reason, I'm sorry. Again, newer product, always glitches with some technology. So let's go back a step. I want to make sure you know how to add that into your comparables. So let me have it reloaded. I apologize. I will look into that to find out why that's giving me a problem today. Okay, so back to the map view. Select the property again, and I just want to show you the button that the slide bar that you can turn it on, so that way you can see where that's located. It's going to be the top of your page here, so you can see photos here in the information, include comp. So I can select that. It's now going to add that into my presentation. Okay, so we've got our properties, and as you go through these, let's go to our next page. You have things such as this average pricing by square foot. Again, a lot of this is interactive. So as you click on these, it will show you the property. There's a property on this one. You can always X out when you do open these up. It takes you right back to your screen. So it's made so it's very interactive as you sit and review with your clients. Again, you can make this as a Zoom meeting, and you can walk through it during the Zoom. Okay, so some of these pages you will notice you have, and it's very small. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit here so you can see it. In the top right corner, it's a black circle with an I. The I means information. That means there's more information about this tile that you're viewing at this point. If you click on it, they're going to have a little more information and actually a video that explains this tile. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And hopefully you can hear the volume on it. And it's just giving an explanation of what it's representing.
Lisa, remember, they won't be able to hear what's on your computer because the way you have your headset set up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I thought you could hear it. So anyways, when you do click and when you view this yourself, when you click on it, you will be able to hear it. So we're going to go ahead and close that out. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the next page. You've got, again, more interactive pages. As you click on these or click on the property, it will view more information. There's also an information one here for you that also breaks down and takes you back to that same one. Again, any of these pages you don't want to include when you're creating a Cloud CMA. Make sure you're removing these from the report itself. So it won't be included in your PDF report or your live presentation, or you can also go to those three dots and just hide it from here if it is included and you don't want to include that in there when you customize. You'll notice I have my data sharing, shows the data sharing that we have with MiRealSource. This is the custom page. I uploaded this. So you can upload additional pages. I like to include market stats. I like to show what's going on in the area. This property was in Chesterfield, so I pulled my last month of market stats, and it gives them a breakdown in numbers. I also included an overview here for the report, which is a listing of sales. Just taking a second, there it goes. This one has multiple pages. Again, I uploaded the one package, everything is here for me. So then I can sit and discuss this with my clients. I can use that pencil and highlight certain things for them so they can see what's going on, you know, in the area at the time. And I'm going to continue scrolling through this. And then it gets into your whatever your end page is, which is my marketing and action plan. And then I've gotten through the whole presentation at this point. If you want to send this to your client from here, you want to send them an email with the property, with the information on this live presentation. In the top right corner of your screen, you'll see your photo. And if you click on that, it should have your contact information, which has all my office information, and email reports. What that will do is actually open up in your email provider, and then you can send them the link. It will have a live presentation link. You can send that right directly to them from here. I just need to put in email address and send it. You can see the live link is right here. You can also, I'm sorry, I closed that out, so let me go back. You can also send this directly from Cloud. So if I go back into my Cloud reports, if you look in the right side of your screen where it says CMA Live Class, those three dots, you have your PDF link, your live link, and you also have your slideshow link. The slideshow link was it's a presentation mode that we had before where you could sit and use on your tablet and you can scroll through those pages, just swipe through and go over it with your clients. It gives the photo, a little bit of information and additional photos about the property and some additional content also. But this live link is this copy live link. So you would copy live link, go into your email, paste it in, and you can send it over to whoever you'd like at that point. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to our actual presentation here. And okay, so that takes us back to our original pages. And again, if these tiles can be changed, and in order to get to the page to change it, is you would go to those three lines in the top left corner of your screen, and you need to select Customize. Once you have your presentation set up the way you'd like, and I now would like to do a Zoom possibly meeting with a client or another agent to show the property maybe, or possible listing, whatever it might be, I have that option at the bottom. So underneath Customize, Start a Virtual Meeting. You have 4 options for starting a virtual meeting. So if I'm going to Zoom, Skype, Screen is another site that can allow you to do some type of virtual meeting. I haven't worked with it before. And then also Hangouts. These are the different options you have. So if I selected Zoom, you would select Start, and you're actually going to walk through and select what you're going to be showing them. And it would actually create a, and I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not sure if it's going to bump me out of what I'm in, but it will create that link for you with possibly a password that you can now send it to your client and show them the screen and walk through and set up the time and so forth. So it's going to walk you through all the steps. But again, to get to that, you're going to have to go to those 3 dots or those 3 lines at the top. Let me close this out and select your virtual meeting option at the bottom. So again, you would select what you'd like, hit your start, and then walk through the prompts to set up your virtual meeting day, time, and then you should have some type of setup for Zoom. I know you can take that and copy and paste it into an email, forward it to whoever you need to for your meeting, or you can include their email addresses there and it will send them the invite. Okay, so I believe that is it. I think we've gone through most of it with all the pages here. And again, you can always go back to home page from here at the top left. You can click on any one of these sections and view the different options. You've got your pencil here to make changes, and you can always remove any page that you don't want to include. And again, any of these pages, you can select the photo and view more information about that property. Okay, and I believe that's everything that we have in here. So is there any questions or something you'd like me to show you again? If you want to either raise your hand and we can unmute you to ask the question, or if you want to send something in the chat, there should be the handout. Are the handouts attached right now, Debbie, or are you emailing those out?
I was not able to upload it during the webinar, so I will go ahead and send it out.
Perfect. So it is a PDF. I did a lot of screenshots. It should walk you through step by step. And if you have any questions, again, obviously we're always around to help also, but if there's something I can show you again, I'm happy to walk through it again as we're sitting here. So just let me know, again, if you want to put your hand up or send us a message in your chat on the right side of your screen. Debbie will let me know if there's any questions, or I can take a look also.
No questions as of so far.
Okay. So
I think what they're really going to need to do is play around with it.
Yes, exactly. And again, it's the same. You're not doing any different setup as you would doing a regular Cloud CMA. So you're still walking through the steps, adding customized pages, removing what you don't want, selecting your font, and so forth. So once you create all that, it's automatically creating that view live link for you at the bottom of your CMA. So once you get to that, you can select it, then it will take you to your pages, and you can make any adjustments needed here by customizing, starting a virtual meeting here. And as you do, you can again click on your pencil. It's very interactive. Click on your pencil to make notes and select photos to view more information. Okay. Well, I think that actually was a really quick class. So hopefully that was enough information. Oh, we've got a question. It looks like, let me unmute you, Judy. Judy, can you hear us?
Yeah, hi, Lisa, and Colleen. I think it's Colleen. I can't see any faces.
Debbie, actually Debbie.
Oh, Debbie, hi, Debbie. My question is, when we customize and we go down to the Zoom, because we want to do this with our client, has the meeting been set up ahead of time? Or
No, you're setting at this point, when you start the virtual meeting, this is when you're doing your setup. So you're going to hit start. It's going to take you into your actual setup of your Zoom meeting. And then you'll set the day and time at that point, and then you'll get the email notifications from there. So you're actually setting it up right at this point. So you're not necessarily starting your meeting at this point. You're starting, you're just doing your setup.
Okay, and then we just email all that information over to the client, and at the time they click on it, we're ready to go, right?
Exactly. So it should be able to take you to Zoom. You should be able to share your screen and view everything with them, as you go along. Again, and again, it's very interactive. If you notice, the pencils, being able to draw
it's really
on it.
great.
Yeah, the information, and just watch for those little black circles. Usually in the top right of a page, if there is video or additional content for them that gives them more information about what you're viewing.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I hope that helps.
Yeah,
no problem. No problem. All right, any other questions? We had a small group today, so it went pretty quick. Again, if you have anything else, if you want to send us a chat, or you can, let's see. Let me see, do we have a question here from Joan? Is there a time limit? I'm assuming for the Zoom meeting, when you're creating your Zoom meeting, I don't know if it's going to give you, I thought for Zoom, depending on how many people, there is a limit unless you upgrade. And I thought it was like a 40-minute time frame. Debbie, do you know? 40 minutes, correct.
It is exactly 40 minutes, and at 40 minutes, it will shut you down. So unless you have a paid account, stick it to a 30-minute presentation so you've got extra minutes on the back end, because it will, done.
Okay. I haven't experienced being shut down yet, so I wasn't sure. Okay, hopefully that answers your question, Joan. Is there any others? Yep, okay, perfect. Okay, so if there's any other questions I can answer, everybody is pretty comfortable. So again, the handout will be coming, screenshots, step by step. I wrote quite a bit of information. It is 3 pages, so I did want to make sure, because it's a new product, that everyone had good notes so they can figure out exactly what they need to do. So when you get a chance, go through it again and walk through it. Very simple. And again, we're always around to help. Techs are always around to help. So hopefully this was a good class for everyone. So hope everyone stays safe and healthy. And if there's anything else, let me know. Obviously, since I'm a Real Living agent, if there's any other questions, you have my numbers, my email, please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help out with anything you need. Deb, do you have anything on your end? Okay, we're good. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice weekend.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.